So I am going to walk you through how to create your base map for the Jessica's Law map. So we want to make sure that we have the right number of layers of data put on our base map before we begin actually collecting our data. So because we are going to be looking at the zip code in which we live or the neighborhood in which we live, we need to go out and actually get our zip code map from the network. So to do this, we're going to add data. And we are going to add data. We need to go look for the data out in the S drive. So you hit the drop down and you go to the S drive. If you cannot see the S drive here, you may need to click the add folder, connect to folder, and then scroll to the S drive. But you should all be able to see this. So go to the S drive. And the zip code map that we want to get is located under San Diego, under zip code, and zip code shape. So we're going to add that to the map. And then the other data that we need to put on our map, because we're talking about Jessica's Law, is we need to put on schools and we need to put parks, because no sex offender can live within 2,000 feet of a school or a park. So we want to add that data as well. So again, we go back and we add data. And while we are in the S drive, it remembers the last folder that we were working in, and it will open up the last folder somewhere. And we want to go up a level, and we want to go into the schools 2010. We want all of the county schools. We're not just looking at San Diego Unified. We want every school, and we're going to add the school shapefile. And then we're going to go back in again, and we're going to add the parks to our map. So again, we need to go up a level and up another level until we see parks. And you'll notice there are two different parks. There's the Parks SD. These are the City of San Diego parks, and regional parks. This is the County of San Diego parks. We need to add both of those because they are found all within San Diego. So you hold your control key, select both, and add them to our map. So now we have a whole bunch of information on our map, but we still have to identify our study area, which would be our zip code. So I'm going to use the school's zip code as our study area. So I click on the binoculars over here to help me find out where the zip code 92111 is for the school. So it takes a little while for the find to come up. But then when it does, it's going to bring up a box that will allow us to type in the zip code number so that it can actually show where in San Diego the 92111 is located. So we want to type in the zip code where it says find 92111, and where it says visible layers, we're going to hit the drop down and you're going to hit the zip code. So only look for 92111 in the zip code layer. When we do that, it finds the zip code. We're going to highlight it here. We're going to right mouse click, and then we are actually going to select the zip code, and we're going to zoom into the zip code. So as it's bringing this up here, we will do that in a moment. Usually the first time you run a find, it takes a little while for it to go back to the server and generate the data. So that should be coming shortly as we watch the spinning wheel. At this point, you can fast forward the video until you see the dialog box show up on the side after I've right mouse clicked, because this seems to be taking an extraordinarily long time. There we go. All right, so here we're going to select the zip code, which means we're going to highlight it on the map, and then we're going to zoom to it. So now that we've zoomed in, I'm going to close this. You'll notice that this is the zip code 92111. Yours may look different if you live in a different zip code. So this is the zip code that we want to work with. So at this point in time, we're going to go over here to our layers, and notice we have 4 layers: the zip code, 2 layers of parks and 1 layer of schools. We want to right mouse click the zip code. We want to go down to selection, and we want to create a layer from selected features. And by doing that, it automatically takes the selected feature, which was our zip code of the neighborhood that we live in, and it creates a new layer on the map right here. And the map layer is called zip code selection. So we're going to go up here and we're going to clear the selected feature because we don't want the blue outline. We're going to uncheck the zip code here because we don't care about the other zip codes in San Diego. We only care about our zip code. And we're going to move our zip code selection below all of the other layers so we can see which schools and which parks are related and found within our zip code. So here we need to rename our zip code. So we're going to click on this. We can double click it, and we're going to call it the name of the zip code, which is 92111. So that's our base map. And we're at this point of time, what I want you to do is I want you to hit File, and I want you to hit Save As. And if you haven't already created a folder, you're going to go into your Documents folder, and you're going to create a folder called Jessica's Law, and you're going to call your file Jessica's Law with the zip code associated with it. So we're going to hit Save. I've already got one, so it'll tell me to save and save over top. And we'll pause right here.